All right, we're here with the first video of the day. We're going to talk about some of the updated information on the Hunter/Joe Biden email scandal. Up first, we got from the Daily Caller. Hunter Biden sought to avoid registering as a foreign agent in Chinese business venture, text message shows. Hunter Biden wanted to avoid registering as a foreign agent as part of a deal with a Chinese energy company, according to text messages obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation. In a message to Tony Bobulinski on May 1st, 2017, Hunter Biden also proposed creating a U.S.-based shell company so that the joint venture could bid on contracts with the U.S. government. A day after sending the message, Hunter Biden set up a meeting with his father, Joe Biden, and Bobulinski in Los Angeles. He claims that Joe Biden is referenced as an equity shareholder in early documents for the Chinese business deal. Hunter Biden suggested setting up a shell company to do business with the Chinese firm. Yes, we read that up there. A day after sending the message, Biden arranged a meeting between his father, Joe Biden, and Tony Bobulinski, one of the prospective partners in a deal with CEFC China Energy, a Chinese conglomerate whose chairman had links to the communist regime in Beijing. We don't want to have to register as foreign agents under the FCPA, which is much more expansive than people who should know choose not to know. Hunter Biden wrote to Bobulinski in May 1st, 2017, according to a message obtained by the DCNF. No matter what, it will need to be a U.S. company at some level in order for us to make bids on federal and state-funded projects. Biden appeared to be referring to the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FCPA, as well as the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Biden did not explain in the messages why he thought the venture with CEFC would violate FARA or FCPA without the buffer of a U.S. shell company. A joint report from the Senate Homeland Security and Senate Finance Committees released on September 23rd regarding Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings said the CEFC chairman at the time, Yi Jianming, had ties to the People's Liberation Army. Yi had also been an officer in the 2000s for a group controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, according to the Senate report. On May 2nd, 2017, a day after the text message, Hunter Biden arranged a meeting between Bobulinski, James Biden, and Joe Biden in Los Angeles. Bobulinski said at a press conference on Thursday that the meeting lasted an hour. He also said that the meeting undercut Joe Biden's past claims to have never discussed business with his son. That is false, Bobulinski said of Joe Biden's previous statements. I have firsthand knowledge about this because I directly dealt with the Biden family, including Joe Biden. Bobulinski said that during the May 2017 meeting, he and the Bidens discussed the Biden's family business plans with the Chinese. He said that Joe Biden was plainly familiar with those plans at a high level. Text message preserved by Bobulinski show him discussing the meeting with Hunter and James Biden. Bobulinski has provided emails, text messages, and business records related to the CEFC deal to the Senate Homeland Security Committee. He also met Friday with the FBI, according to Senator Ron Johnson, who chairs the committee. The DCNF has also obtained Bobulinski's trove of records. A lot to go over, I'll say. Bobulinski, Hunter Biden, James Biden, and two other partners, James Gilliar and Rob Walker, went on to form companies called Sinohawk and Oneida Holdings to partner with CEFC. Documents from the Bobulinski trove show that Oneida Holdings was formed on May 22nd, 2017, 3 weeks after Hunter Biden proposed using a U.S. company to do business with CEFC. Wow. So if you're going to talk about making a shell company in order to do business with CEFC, and then 3 weeks later a company comes out just to do business with CEFC, I mean, it seems... Oh, man, that really, implicates you guys pretty hard. And Joe Biden saying that he has no previous dealings with his son's business? Oh, wow. Well, apparently some of his ex-business partners are now saying otherwise. We got here then on Twitter here from Jack Posobiec. It says, move ahead. Here's the email where Hunter Biden's team outlines their strategy to employ lobbyists in D.C. to help shape U.S. policy toward Burisma's interests. It is clear this is the sole reason Hunter was employed. So you can see immediately advised on how to use Washington, D.C. contacts to stop the politically motivated attacks on Burisma taking place right now in Ukraine. In the near term, research, analyze, and summarize our recommended plan as to the legal, political, and public relations work that Burisma should consider in an effort to achieve its goal of developing a Western-looking strategy. Our plan should focus on work to help create a bulletproof vest for Burisma, including 1. Ensuring key government officials know who Burisma is and that they are on the right side of history. that you are a company that meets Western standards for good governance and transparency and otherwise developing important relationship for Burisma within the U.S. government. 2, examining ways we may be able to help Burisma diversify geographically and expand its work into the West, explorations, joint ventures, etc. And 3, examining potential vulnerabilities Burisma may face legally, politically, and public relations-wise and ways to address those vulnerabilities. It's really starting to seem, that Hunter Biden was just there for legal protection, I guess. And it seems to be the case, because as soon as the prosecutor started going after Burisma, boom, Joe Biden swings on in for that little bit of help from daddy. We got then, here's an email where the son of VP Biden tells his partner to buy a burner phone from 7-Eleven or CVS while outlining his plans for the Ukraine. The contract should begin now, not after the upcoming visit of my guy. Tells Devin to get in touch with Navy SEALs in Little Creek. Says you can see right here at 22, buy a cell phone from a 7-Eleven or CVS tomorrow, and I'll do the same. Yeah, you don't buy a burner phone unless you're doing some really sketchy stuff, You don't just buy a burner phone like that. Come on. We all know what burner phones are used for. We all know they're cheap. Well, we got even bigger news than just those emails from the Gateway Pundit. Breaking: China's GTV releases videos of Hunter Biden's sex tapes while smoking crack. And they have the link to the video from this article. So, I'm not going to show any of it. These pictures are probably bad enough as it is. It's doing something of the explicit nature, so besides just smoking crack, so you gotta be very careful on how you're watching it, because it's also not blurred very well. We can see then after the video is done, before the actual Hunter Biden stuff, they have like Chinese officials saying that they're trying to undermine America. They're trying to create like a 9/11 times 100 or 1,000. They're trying to, I guess, destroy our country. And then at the end, it has a bunch of words pop up. We apologize if this photo has caused you any serious discomfort, but it's for the sake of justice that we, the new federal state of China, have made this picture public, because the friends of the communists are our enemies. They take advantage of all those Western politicians, celebrities, and their families who are greedy for Chinese wealth and threaten them by getting hold of and recording their sex and drug videos, forcing them to sell out their countries and people and even their own national security in order to cooperate with the Chinese Communist Party's world domination. There's a lot of the stuff that what Epstein was using. It was all they had them just by the balls, I guess, so to speak. It's they get these videos and they blackmail them, and it's really, I guess, you just kind of have to be a goody two shoes and just try to not just, I guess, not smoke crack or have underage sex with children. So, we got then from Vice News, how Facebook and everybody had tried to censor it. Well, we got from Vice News, Facebook failed miserably in its attempt to stop the Hunter Biden story. Well, don't worry, they're trying to be sympathetic towards Facebook, though. It says, for 4 years, Facebook has promised to curb the spread of disinformation, but new data shows that it has failed miserably. Its most recent challenge was trying to prevent an unconfirmed report about the contents of a laptop supposedly owned by Hunter Biden from going viral on its platform, while Twitter was slammed for its response, which saw it block URLs to the New York Post laptop story completely. Facebook escaped criticism after it took what appeared to be a more considered route of reducing its distribution on users' news feeds before it was fact-checked. But it turns out that Facebook's efforts didn't do much to stop the story from spreading. Since the New York Post story was published on October 14th, it has received 2.1 million interactions with 54 million estimated views on Facebook, according to a new research conducted by Digital Rights Group of Oz and shared with Vice. That they don't want this to come out. They don't, and it's going to come out. They can't stop it. It seems like China can't even stop the videos coming out over there now, and they know that apparently people in China apparently now know that, they're done with their government, I guess. They're done with the Communist Party of China. They want change, and they know that they need America's help, and they know they need Trump's help more than anything, because if Biden wins, it's over. It's over. All of this will be swept under the rug. We'll be under the arm of China from then on out. At least that's what I feel. And overall, the free speech, we're just gonna go over just one little thing here, just because of free speech. You know how Twitter and Facebook had just been censoring super hard. They also, got the GoFundMe deletes Black free speech activist medical fundraiser at the behest of BLM mob. Yeah, they had punched the guy. He was just for, freedom of speech. That was all. It was a freedom of speech rally, and he got punched in the face. And then a GoFundMe comes up, to support him, and he wanted to do more help, and boom, gets taken down. Now he's not allowed to. So this is the level of censorship we have to deal with. I'll just leave it there. We got one more video coming up on just politicians in general, I guess, kind of what they're doing over the last day or so. So we'll get to it. I will see you then. Bye-bye.